How are we going to pull this off? If we tell just a little lie, I mean, they'll just shrug it off. It's got to be a really big lie. The bigger the lie, the more believable it is.
That's historical.
Pull what off?
Hey, I've got it. What about this? It'd have to be something everyone, that it could apply to anyone, but most people don't really know much about it.
How are you going to do that?
Hey, I got it. What about, how about health? Yeah, what if we could turn the common cold or just a virus of some sort, flu disease, make them think it's a deadly disease. Once we've got them scared, we'll have them eating out of the palm of our hands. Well, listen, we've tried it before and it didn't go according to plan, Yes, but this time we have all the pieces together. We've got the media, we've got the social media, we've got our people in the social media, we can cut people off, we can censor people, we've got movies. How many movies have been put out where people that don't listen to the scientists are just, nutty people that are always on the wrong side of things. We got China on our side, and so we can have complete control over what people see and hear in the media. So we'll roll it out in steps so we can slowly work our plan. The main point will be to keep them scared. Then get them used to submitting to huge changes from what their life used to be like before, but in steps, a little bit at a time. We can measure their amount of fear by how compliant they are with each step. First we'll roll out the masks, then it'll be mass testing, and in between we'll give them little breaks. We'll give them little breaks in between, and then we'll just see how much of it sticks. They won't push back. They'll be so scared. We can follow them around, go to their houses. We can make them wear these masks where it makes them sick, and that way it'll reinforce our plan. Because the more they work, the more scared they are, the more they'll wear the mask. The more they wear the mask, the sicker they'll get. Because the mask is just filthy, but they won't know that. You've got a point there. But, that stuff, all that stuff goes against the country's constitution. I wouldn't worry about people reading the law, or besides, they'll be in so much fear, nobody's going to be able to reason with them. You can't reason with fear. So that's the whole key to this whole plan, is to scare them. And we're going to have to show them numbers of deaths over and over and over. People dropping like flies everywhere, and this will keep them eating out of the palm of our hands. You're right. Sounds like a great plan. And if we could get the cooperation of the commercial establishment, all the stores and all the businesses, that might just work. And then we can, over a period of years, roll out our complete plan of complete and total control. And that way we can stay on top, and they'll be serving us, and we'll stay on top. We'll live the life of kings that nobody will ever be able to overcome. And they will worship us as gods, and we will be as gods because we can use technology. We have the technology to make our bodies part machines, and we can live forever like gods, and we can control people and be above them like gods. There you go. Well, I don't know. This sounds like an evil plot. No, this is... Hey, whose side are you on anyway? Listen, we've been trying to do this for centuries, and we've figured out what works and what doesn't work. We do not have to resort to military conquest to control all of the people. Even though we can have the military in the streets, we do not have to go and occupy that way anymore. All we have to do is use technology and fear to overcome and control. Once it all seems normal, just
You're right, it'll work.
be the kings and the gods
Excellent
we
idea.
always wanted to be. I'm in. We will be the gods. Let's do it. Nobody else will be the gods but us. This time it's going to work. They won't know what hit them. People won't be able to reason with fear. Anybody that tries to put any information out there is just going to be ridiculed and labeled as a conspiracy theorist, a conspiracy nut. Nobody's going to believe them because, look, they don't even have to put masks on their children, but they're so scared because it's natural for people to want to protect their own children. So they're putting masks on their own children, even though we're not even going to have to require it by law. They're just going to do it naturally because of their fear. They're going to want to protect their children. And so the children will grow up thinking that this is normal. And that's how we're going to slowly roll this out over a period of years, so that we'll allow these children to grow up and believe that the face diaper is normal. They'll have grown up with it. So anybody that tries to say anything to the contrary, this is all they've ever known as children that have grown up in this kind of new normal society. See, the plan is brilliant and it will work. The best way to control the people is to make them want it. You're right. The best lies are the biggest ones. The biggest lie you can concoct, come up with, the better. Let's do it. It's a deal. All we have to do is put out a virus that is infectious,
You're right.
that people are
They'll be
getting.
putting those filthy masks on.
That'll just make them sicker. People will never be able to go back to where they were before. Once we roll this out, little by little, our plan will come into complete fruition over a period of time. It's brilliant. You'll see.
What a brilliant plan.
You know, there's too many people anyway. They're harder to control when there's too many of them. We gotta get rid of a bunch of them. And what better way to do it? You know, this is way better than, you know, any other system that's ever been used before. Yeah. We'll conquer them, and this time, not a shot will be fired. It'll all be just submission, willful submission through fear. We'll have them eating out of the palm of our hands. They will worship us for the rest of their lives.
It's brilliant. Get them used to having to check their wrists for something. And then they'll grow up with that. The kids will grow up with that. And then we'll just slowly switch what they're getting checked for. Just make them used to obedience and control. You know, just everything they do, whether they're going to a park or whether they're going to a store, whether they're going out, you know, anywhere. Make them have to go through a gatekeeper that has to check them with some kind of gadget. Yeah, sounds good. What a visionary you are. Besides, we've got them convinced that there is no God, right? And so then we will be their God.
Yeah. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. Our opponents say that redemption for you can only come from giving power to them. This is a tired anthem spoken by every repressive movement throughout history. But in this country, we don't look to career politicians for salvation. In America, we don't turn to government to restore our souls. We put our faith in Almighty God.